So I'm going to fill up this bird feeder with lots of seeds for them. Whoa, look at that. Nice and full. Put the lid on. There we are. Pull the chain and hang it up for the birdies to come and get a tasty treat. And now, here's Springwatch.
Oh, there you are. I couldn't wait for you to get here because I've got some really exciting news. Or perhaps I should say egg-citing. Egg-citing, that's a clue. Can you guess? Well, I'll tell you right after this. Run, Titles! Welcome to today's CBeebies Springwatch. Have you guessed what the exciting news, egg-citing news is? Yes. The eggs have started to hatch. I can't believe it, but we've got 2 ducklings, 2 babies, yes. But before we go and see them, I must tell you what is coming up in today's program. The nature detectives will be on the trail of something mysterious that has been sighted in the loch. Jacob, Adam and David will be showing us what's in their patch. Or should that be what's in their pond? And we'll be hearing from Simon about whether the oyster catcher eggs have hatched. And of course, there'll be a surprise guest hiding in the hide, which is very exciting. But even more exciting than that is what's happening in the hatchery. Let's go over for a full report. Come in, nature detectives.
Hello, Jackson. Now, we're here in the hatching house today and we've got some very exciting news. But first, let me introduce the detectives. We've got Detective
Ellen. And Detective Jack.
And we've got some great news here. What happened was, after yesterday's show, Jackson and I came back to the hatching house to have a little look at the eggs. And you know what? Yes, one of the ducklings was hatching. Isn't that amazing? And shortly afterwards, another one did as well. And this is what they look like now.
Yeah, they're 2 of the ducks, aren't they?
They are 2 of the ducks, that's absolutely right.
So cute. I've just noticed one of the ducks is a bit yellow and one of them's brown.
Well done for noticing that. But actually they're the same breed, they're just different types. One of them's a khaki Campbell, and that's the darker one, and one of them's a white Campbell, and that's the lighter one, as you can see.
Why is the yellow one's head like really messy?
That's because she's just come out of the egg. You see, inside the egg are things like the yolk and stuff that keeps her going while she's inside there. But after a while, she'll clean that off and there won't be anything left of it. Now, do you know what this is that they're in?
Is it like something that keeps them warm and they're staying in here?
That's right, it's called a brooder. You see, normally they'd have a mummy duck looking after them and the mummy would sit on them for at least a day after they're born. So they need to be kept at a nice temperature, and that's what this lamp does.
Oh, isn't it wonderful? Our own little ducklings.
Jackson?
Oh, yes, Detective Jack.
What are these ducklings' names?
Oh, they haven't got names yet. Oh, would you like to give them names?
Yes.
Go on, then.
I was thinking of Sunny.
Sunny? Sunny, for the little yellow one.
Yeah.
And I've thought of a name for the brown one. I want to call her Daisy May. Daisy because Daisy is a spring flower, and May because today is the last day of May. Oh, isn't it wonderful?
That's an excellent name. I think they're both great names, aren't they?
Yes.
Oh, I just love Springwatch.
It's springtime, it's springtime.
Time to wake up and sing. Time
It's springtime, it's springtime. Time to wake up, time to wake up, time to wake up. It's spring.
Now, if you were watching yesterday, you will have seen Simon's oyster catchers up on Shetland. He managed to put a camera inside their nest, and we saw the eggs were starting to hatch. Well, I think we should go over to him now and see what's happened. Hello, Simon. Where are you?
Hello, Jackson. I'm back on the hill overlooking the bay where our otter families live, and we've got cameras stationed down on the shoreline. That's Ebb, the adult, bringing in a very big meal, but she's a great mum. She offers these large kills immediately to her offspring. Little cub there, about 11 months old, really does depend on these handouts. Can't quite see what that is. I think sea scorpion. Yes, sea scorpion. Now, they're pretty common fish around these waters, but pretty hard work because they have very sharp spines all the way down their fins and along the edge of their body. Razor sharp teeth. But he's got to be careful it doesn't get cut itself. Those spines could make a nasty cut on the inside of the otter's mouth, but clearly the cub has experienced these fish before now and it knows exactly what to do. We've been very closely keeping an eye on an oyster catcher nest, and let's catch up with what Lockie has been up to. Great developments yesterday. We know that the eggs were just starting to hatch during yesterday's programme. There you can see what we were experiencing in the closing hours of the show. And just after we went off air, we've got baby oyster catchers. One, to be precise, by yesterday evening. What a beautiful little thing. You can see that the siblings are on their way out. The other two eggs are emerging, or rather the chicks are emerging from the eggs. And these oyster catcher chicks have to be up and running very, very quickly in order to avoid being picked off by predators. Now, that's one of the reasons that Lockie was removing the eggshells from the nest. The inside of the egg is pale, and it shows up. It's a startling signal to predators that there might be a nest nearby. So it's important she takes the eggs away from her chicks, doesn't draw attention to the family. Back in the nest, another one out. And if you look at the tip of the beak, you can see that tiny little horny projection. That's called the egg tooth, and they use that to chisel their way out of the egg. And we know it's taken them a couple of days. Absolutely exhausting exercise for these birds. This little fellow may look weak, but he's okay. He's just wet from having just emerged from the egg. It's a dangerous time for them. And the parents have been attentive, keeping the lambs away. And very fresh news. All three of them eventually made it out of the egg. Gosh, oh, what a buzz. So much going on up here. And now back down to Jackson.
Thank you, Simon. Weren't those little oyster catcher babies sweet? Nearly as sweet as our little ducklings. Right, now back to today. Oh, yes, now we have heard from Adam and Jacob and David, CBeebies viewers. They wrote to us through our website, and we sent our cameras to see what they've got in their patch. What's in your patch?
Hi, I'm Jacob.
Hi, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Adam.
Come and see our patch.
This is our garden.
It's quite a small garden. We like playing football in it. And
We like climbing on the climbing frame.
but we also like wildlife. Come and look.
2 years ago, we saw frogs visiting this corner of the garden. They liked it because it was shady and damp, so we decided to build them a pond. The frogs really like living here. They've even laid some frog spawn.
It looks like tadpoles, but they're not properly formed yet.
What happens to tadpoles?
Some of them get eaten, but the others that live, they grow bigger and stronger. They grow back legs and front legs. They start looking more like a frog, but still with a tail. And if you survive up to that point, we turn into a proper frog.
Lots of other creatures like living around our pond. To attract insects, we made this log pile.
Let's see what's underneath the logs.
Oh, look, there's a woodhouse. Oh, yeah. What's here?
We've also built another pond that's bigger than our first one. We're going to put some plants in to attract creatures.
These are the plants we have chosen. Marsh marigold and pondweed.
Falling too far. Hurry this in.
Oh,
Looks really
looks
nice.
really nice in the pond. Every pond needs plants like pondweed. It stays underneath the water and puts oxygen into the pond. I wonder what creatures we're going to attract now. Well, that's our patch. It's only small, but it just goes to show, no matter how big your patch is, you can still attract and spot lots of amazing wildlife.
Thanks for coming to visit. Bye!
That was very interesting, wasn't it, nature detectives?
Yes, I like the frogs in the pond.
Yes, and watching that film has given us an idea for another garden.
Oh, what sort of garden is it going to be this time?
A water garden.
Yes, we're going to make a water garden just like David, Jacob and Adam. But we're going to make ours in this pot here.
Oh, right. And what's the first thing you need for a water garden?
Water.
Well, you do need water, but the very first thing we need to do is put some stones in the bottom of this pot.
All right, OK. And, all right, while you're doing that, let's have a look at some more creatures who might live under the water. Musical moment. There are certainly some very interesting things that live in the water, but here's a very mysterious one. I received this picture from my nature detectives at Agas Loch, that's in Scotland. A strange creature has been spotted in the loch. It could be a monster! Sounds like a job for the nature detectives. Nature detectives. Come in, nature detectives. Hello. Now, today's nature detectives are Harry and Charlie and Lewis and Nathan. Okay, nature detectives, can you find out if there's a monster living in the loch?
Yes!
Excellent. Off they go.
Nature House.
We're looking out for nature.
Nature House.
What will we see?
When you're looking for a creature, look for footprints.
Nature Hunt, come along with me.
If you follow the footprints, they might lead you to something. I think we found a monster. Oh, it's Detective Dan.
Hello, detectives. You followed my footprints and you found me. Well done, that's brilliant. I found some other tracks, some other footprints that I'd like you to come and help me identify. Can you do that?
Yeah.
OK, let's go and have a look. OK.
Do you think it? Yeah.
Ooh.
I can see something. You see like little claws there.
Could be a bird's foot or something.
No, it's too big to be anyone's hand.
Maybe an otter. It could be like an eagle's foot or something.
There's some There's some lines there, and then they've got some big things in between.
Like duck things.
I think you're talking about webbing between the feet.
Yeah. We worked out this creature has webbed feet. It must live in the water.
Can you see?
Yeah. He's quite a good climber.
He is. Can you see his feet? You know we were looking at the footprints before.
His are smaller than the footprints we found.
I think it's flippers.
It's what?
Kind of flippers.
Should we go and find something else?
Go and find something else bigger.
That's a beaver. The tree's falling down because beavers have been chewing eggs.
They're biting it really sharp.
Ow.
Do you think this could be a person instead? This could be maybe farmers coming up and chopping.
No.
Why?
That can't be farmers.
Why not?
Because the axe don't make a curve.
This creature is very strong. It can cut down big trees. It must have big sharp teeth to cut the wood. They're probably trying to
Eat all the bark.
This creature likes to eat bark.
Do you guys have any idea what that is?
The beavers have builded their house, and there might be some beavers under it just now.
But we can't see the beavers, can we?
Well, they might be asleep just now, because usually beavers come out at night.
So last night, I went undercover to have a look. I looked for it at its house, and it wasn't there. And I looked for it by the trees it had cut down. And it wasn't there. So I set up my camera and waited. Take a look at what I found.
I think I know what that thing was over there. A beaver. I can see a beaver.
Aha.
While swimming along there was a beaver. There's another beaver.
Great detecting. Mission complete. Over and out.
It's springtime, it's springtime. Time to wake up and sing time. It's springtime, it's springtime.
Time to wake up.
Time to wake up.
Time to wake up. It's spring.
Okay, let's get this last stone in.
Why are we putting stones in?
That's a very good question. We're putting stones in so that if anything gets into our pond, if we get a frog or anything, then it can use this stone as a ladder. It can climb up here and then jump out. If we didn't have the stone, then it might get stuck in here. And we don't want that, do we?
No.
Right, I think that's ready now for some water. Should we put some water in it?
Okay.
Okay, I think that's plenty of water. Right, now what we're going to do is put these plants in. Now, these are all special plants we got from the garden centre that are designed to go in the water. So, Detective Jack, if you want to find a spot for that one, now this one likes to be quite deep, so see if you can get that right down to the bottom. That's it. Wriggle it around. There we
They
go.
look like lily pads. Get up.
They do look like
Get in
lily
there.
pads. I think that is a lily, actually, that one. There we go. Okay, and this one is a special plant that keeps the oxygen in the water. So if we do get any animals in there, then they are fine as well. And then I'll put this one in. This one's called Ragged Robin. Now, I'm not quite sure why it's called that, but it's a very pretty one, isn't it? So I quite like
That's my
it.
favourite one.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, and the very last thing that we're going to put in are these special snails. We have one each. Yeah,
Why
Detective
do we
Jack.
need snails?
Very good question, Detective Ellen. Now, these are special water snails. They can't be any old snails that you put in, but these snails will eat all of the dead plants. If a plant dies and goes down to the bottom, then these snails will eat them so that we don't get full of dead plants and then get a messy pond.
How's it going down there?
Fine, Jackson. I think we're just about finished.
Oh, fantastic. I'll be right down as soon as I've heard from Jelly. Jelly is at the grown-up Springwatch farm with Bill Oddie. She should be coming through with her special nature report any moment now. In fact, oh yes, here she is.
Out and about with me, Special Reporter Jelly, and my friend Bill Oddie. Hello, this is Special Reporter Jelly reporting from the grown-up Springwatch farm. Yes, with my friend Bill Oddie.
Hello, hello.
Yes. Now, Bill,
Yep.
you normally sit here with Kate.
I
don't
do.
you?
Yes, I do normally sit here with Kate.
Yes. Well, where actually is she, Bill?
Well, you see, the thing is, I sent her off to milk the cows, so
Oh.
I could do it with you.
But, Bill,
Yeah.
now, can I ask you, do you like me a little bit more than you like Kate?
Don't tell Kate, but yes, I do. And you know why? Because you love coming and doing things with me, like pond dipping.
Oh, yes, I love pond dipping.
All we need is a pond. Have you seen one?
No.
Oh!
There's one.
There it is. It's a bit heavy, this net, isn't it, Jelly?
Yes. What do you think we'll find, Bill?
Well, I would think we'll find tadpoles, almost certainly, and maybe some what they call water beetles. And I'm going to push it right underneath where there's some reeds, and we'll bring it out now. Oh, we've got all of them. It's all...
we've got something.
Oh, I think we've got a tadpole.
I can see it.
I'm going to put it into our tray.
Yes.
I've got my tray over here.
We'll put them back, won't we?
Yeah, of course we'll put them back. Yeah.
So, Bill,
Yeah.
have you done pond dipping on grown-up Springwatch?
No, I don't think we ever have.
So, this is an exclusive.
It certainly is.
Well, this is a CBeebies Springwatch exclusive.
Yes.
Pond dipping with Bill Oddie.
Yeah, you're right. I'm glad too. That's great. Look at that,
There.
Jelly. Look
Time
at
to
that.
identify.
Identify? That's a big word. You mean decide what they are?
Yes.
Well, you know tadpoles, don't you?
They are baby frogs.
Baby frogs, yes. They've got a long way to go. They haven't even got legs yet. Here's a water boatman.
Oh, yes.
Because he looks as though he's got oars. You know, when you
Like-
go on a park and
Yes.
you've got oars on a boat?
Yes. And what about this one, Bill?
That's called a water scorpion. And you see this pointy tail at the end here? Well, it looks like a tail, but
Yes.
it's actually how it breathes.
It breathes through his tail.
It breathes through its tail, yes.
Oh, wow. This is a CBeebies Springwatch exclusive.
Yes.
Pond dipping with Bill Oddie.
Thank you, Jelly. We'll see you again tomorrow. Now then, Nature Detectives, is the water garden finished?
Yeah, it's looking really good, actually, Jackson. What's your favourite bit, Detective Ellen?
The lily pads, and I like the ragged robin because I like the colours and how it's been put together.
Well, it's great work, detectives. That's another garden to add to our collection. But now, it's the moment we've all been waiting for, because it's time to find out who's hiding in the hive. Who's hiding in the hive? It's Giggleswig Park.
Look who's over there. It's Chuck. What's that noise? Chuck looks scared. But what could it be? A monster? Monsters don't live in the park, Chuck. Don't be scared. Now where is he hiding? 2 bushes. But bushes don't move. Bushes don't have feet. Bushes don't have eyes. It's Chuck. coaster at all. It was a squeaky swing.
Well, it's almost time for us to go now, but I do hope you'll come and join us tomorrow and see how the baby ducklings are getting on. You'd like to see that, wouldn't you, Charlie? Yes, and we'll have lots more for you, too. Simon will be bringing us his final report from the Shetland Islands. And these CBeebies viewers will be showing us what's in their patch. And the nature detectives will be solving another case. Who's been leaving their mark in the garden? You won't want to miss that. But now it's time to get your boogie shoes on, because here comes Sienna with the CBeebies Springwatch song. Goodbye! Bye!
Spring has sprung online, so grab your mouse and have acres of fun spotting with PC Plum. Get out and about looking for signs of spring, then stick what you spot in your sticker book. Ahoy, bunny, don't eat my carrots. You can paint your own animals. Let's start colouring in. Ooh, lovely job. And see your animals come to life. Natural fun for little ones at bbc.co.uk/CBeebies. Bloomin' marvellous.
Yep. Ah, hey, buongiorno. Welcome to CDO's kitchen, huh? I'm making a special, a paper plate, a picture, just for you and the Bibio. Hey, look, Bibio has been trying to guess what it exactly I am making. Can you tell? Have a look, you see? Do you know what this is? Oh, never mind. I'm going to be showing you some more later on this week. But first, let's have a look at your paper plate pictures. Have a look at this one here. I see egg. I see broccoli. I think I see a mini pizza as well. Thank you very much to Emily, who's 5 with that paper plate picture. And this one here from Christopher, who's 4. I think that's got chips and peas and corn and bacon as well. Now, Manor, who's 5, we've got blueberries and we've got got blackberries and strawberries and bananas. Lovely, fresh plate full of food there. Thank you, Manor. And thank you to Logan, who's 4. Logan's got some bacon and some peas. And it looks like some broccoli there as well. And, look, Sally, who's 6. Can you see what that is? That's toast and scrambled eggs. And there's even a fork on that plate as well. Thank you, Sally. And thank you to Megan, who's 5.